Hey everybody, it's Christine, and today I want to talk about losing weight and share some tips for weight release with you. It's a hot topic, especially around New Year's time when everybody's making resolutions about this being the year they're finally going to get in shape. And I want to support you in that. I'm really big in having an active, healthy lifestyle and taking good care of our bodies. When I talk about weight release today, I'm going to talk about it from a different angle. Yes, I'm going to offer you some tips on those diet and exercise areas, some things that really work for me. But first I want to talk a little bit more about the emotional aspects of weight release. Why am I calling it weight release and not weight loss? Well, you don't want to find it after you lose it, do you? So even shifting your language like that mentally starts to create those shifts inside of you, that this is really a release, this is really a letting go process. And it's really, really important to look at the intention you're going into this with. So many people, when they go into weight loss and why it kind of doesn't work, you lose the weight and you put it back on, or you lose some of it, but then you get frustrated and you go back, is because you're coming in with such a self-loathing intention. Usually when we set the goal of weight release, we're judging our body. We're not being kind to it. We're thinking that we need to be more, better, or different in some way. So the whole intention that we're riding into the experience in is one of judgment, not love. And so at the end of this vlog, I'm going to guide you through a self-love meditation that you can do with your body every morning as part of your weight release routine, so that you're going into this whole process with the intention of love. Right? Because if you don't love your body, if you judge it, if you're harsh on it, it's going to try to hold on to that heaviness, right? Because judgment is energetically heavy. So if you want to support the weight release, you have to be light and loving with yourself. And know that you're doing this to be healthy and to be radiant and as an act of self-love, not to look like some supermodel, or not because you think losing 5 pounds is going to get you the guy or the job or wherever it may be. So really look at your intentions. And in that, I really want you to write out an ideal scene of what radiant health looks like. With this taking care of your body, with this weight relief, how will you be feeling? How will you be acting? How will you be talking to yourself? How will you be enjoying exercises? What exercises will you be picking that are fun and enthusiastic and uplifting for you? So write out this ideal vision of what health looks like to you. And after you do your self-love meditation that I'm going to walk you through, read that every single day. And then find a way to deal with the emotional aspects of weight release. So often when we're going to that salty food or that sugary food, or we're eating late at night, or when we're stressed, or when we're nervous at a party, or wherever it may be, it's emotional eating. That's so much of what not being able to release weight is about, is because we keep feeding ourselves with food to try to deal with uncomfortable emotions that we haven't dealt with. So I'm going to encourage you to start a process of release writing, or even release talking. I'm going to explain what those are. So when you have a food trigger, when you are really drawn to that refrigerator or whatever it may be, or that drive-through late at night, really ask yourself, what am I really craving? What am I really feeling? And instead of going to the food, I want you to practice release writing, which I teach in the book, Expectation Hangover. And it's basically just dumping your feelings. Because when we're craving food, when we're not hungry, it's usually because there's some feeling we're trying to avoid. So just write. And as soon as you start to experience a shift or an upliftment, you'll notice the craving for the food isn't there anymore. You experience a shift in your emotion, and then you can just rip that paper up. Now, if you're driving and you don't have access to a journal or whatever, what you can do is just in your phone, use a voice memo, and just dump, just talk it out, just get all your emotions out, vent like you're venting to a best friend or a coach or me or whoever it is. Just get it all out, just purge, just let it all out. And then when you're done, delete the voice memo. So you've got to find those replacements. You've got to find the replacements for the food, because a lot of times the food is a self-soothing mechanism. And when you find another way to self-soothe yourself, then you won't be gravitating towards the food so much. So remember those things: weight release instead of weight loss, setting an intention so that the whole process rides on the energy of love, making that ideal vision of radiant health. This isn't just about shedding pounds, but what does health and well-being look like to you? Reading it every day, and having a release process to deal with the emotions that often are activated when we're in a weight release program. Now, just a couple quick tips for you on more the health fitness side is don't go for everything at once. Why weight release programs often fail is because people go from, eating whatever they want to restricting everything. So instead of doing that, work on add, modify, delete plans. This is in the self-care prescription expectation hangover as well. Pick one thing you want to add, one thing you want to modify, and one thing you want to delete. For example, let's say one thing you want to add is you're going to start eating a protein-rich breakfast after you exercise each day or whenever you exercise. That's a great thing to add. One thing you want to modify is sugar. One of the best ways to release weight is to eliminate sugar completely. If you can't do that, figure out ways that you can modify it. For example, alcohol, huge source of sugar. So maybe instead of 5 drinks a week, you go to 1 drink a week. And then think of something you totally want to delete, like a behavior or food or something that you totally want to delete, like eating after 9 p.m. would be a great thing to delete. Commit to that add, modify, delete plan for 30 days. Once that becomes a habit, start a new add, modify, delete plan. And when you do steps incrementally like that, it creates new habits, right? So you don't feel like you have to start over and you don't feel so overwhelmed all the time. Now, I have a gazillion more tips I could give you, but the most important thing is to approach this thing with self-love. And I'll be offering more tips throughout the year. If you have specific questions, you can post them below. But I want to leave you today with the self-love meditation. And this is specifically for your body. And I'll teach it to you right now. It's really super easy to remember. And you want to do this every morning when you wake up. This is the way you want to start your day. This is the way you want to start your weight release program. This is the way you want to greet your body. Okay? So find a comfortable place where you can relax. If you can't do that right now, you can pause the video and come back to it. So find that comfortable place where you can relax and just close your eyes. You can either sit or you can lay down. And take 3 really deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And as you're breathing, I want you to inhale all the way from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And exhale from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. One more time, inhaling all the way from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And exhaling tips of your toes to the top of your head. Good. And just keep focusing on your breath. And I want you to imagine that your breath is like this inner flashlight. And you're going to take a scan of your whole body. And as you're doing this scan, you're just bathing your entire body in love. So take another nice deep inhale. Bring that flashlight of your awareness, your breath, all the way to your toes. And just feel your toes and love your toes. You can imagine as you're moving up your body with your breath and your awareness that you're just wrapping it up in like a lavender or pink blanket or a golden light. So breathing into your toes, bathing your toes in love, and then shifting up through your feet, loving your feet, moving into your ankles, loving your ankles, filling them with light, moving up your shins and your calves, keeping that breath, loving your shins and your calves, moving up to your knees, continuing to breathe, keeping that awareness, up through your thighs and your quads, breathing love, light, acceptance, just wrapping yourself up in that love, up through your hips and your pelvis. We store a lot of emotional energy in our hips, so take a nice deep breath into your hips, just loving them for being that middle point between your legs and your torso, giving you so much freedom and flexibility and movement. And breathing up through your abdomen and your lower back, breathing lots of space, lots of life into these areas where we often tense. Moving up through your chest, your heart space, your upper back, relaxing your shoulders again, breathing love, light, and awareness, feeling into every part of your body, just loving it up, your shoulders, down your arms, into your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your fingers, maybe give your fingers a little wiggle. And just continuing to breathe that light, that awareness, that love up, back through your arms, your shoulders, and into your neck. If it feels good, maybe roll your neck around a little bit. Just feel that freedom and flexibility in your spine. Moving into your jaw, relaxing your jaw, filling it with light. your ears, your beautiful face, your eyes, all the way up to the top of your head. And just expanding that awareness out, plugging into the love from Source, from Universe, from Divine. And just allowing that love to fill every cell of your body. Bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just inwardly saying, I love you. Take 3 more deep breaths, inhaling all the way, top of the head, tips of the toes. Exhaling, tips of the toes, the top of the head. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Much love and many blessings, and remember, you're beautiful and perfect exactly the way you are. Here's to your radiant health and well-being for another beautiful year. Many blessings.